see me. Oh, that works. That works. There, you know what? No one will know the difference.
How you doing, bro? Where am I at? I ain't even on TV now.
Good morning.
Does it, is it voice activated? I mean, how does it? Hi there. Hi there.
So if you don't ever say anything.
Shauna, say something.
Go ahead and start the commission meeting. We'd like to begin this meeting as we do all of our commission meetings. I would like to get Mayor Eddie Kenny come to the podium and say a word of prayer, ask a blessing for this meeting.
To all our commissioners and all the other workers and visitors, let us pray. Oh, merciful Father, we so thankful to be able to come together today. We ask that the commission be able to do the work of the citizens, and that they do it efficiently, and that they do it with your honor and mind. We also ask that you will watch over the nation with our situation now with the death of our Supreme Court justice and the other issues we go on through. We ask that we as elected officials do our part for our citizens, and you give us the strength to do that. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mayor. We'll begin with District 5. He has special guest here today. He needs to.
We're going to start off with Shree. So good morning to everybody. With IT while they the attorneys come down. Is Shree outside?
Yeah, he's coming.
Shree will talk about the tower lease agreement.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a zero cost for us in leasing the radio towers for Cumulus, for our radio equipment, for EMA, and Sheriff's Department for all the radio aspects.
Move the item.
All right, do I have a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and Faith is going to be bringing those guys down the hall. We can go ahead and handle the first one. The first is a bond issuance. This is the Industrial Development Board of Hoover working with U.S. Steel. This is in unincorporated Jefferson County. However, the revenue bonds can be done by any IDB, and they chose to do it with City of Hoover and their Industrial Development Board. Theo, do you have anything to add on that? No? So this is merely a formality. It does not cost us anything. It does not, it's just a recognition only.
I move that.
All right, there's a motion and a second.
I'll second. I do have a question as to why are we having to step in to do something for the IDB of Hoover?
Because the property is in unincorporated Jefferson County, and not in the City of Hoover. So we're recognizing that the City of Hoover is, or the Hoover IDB is going to be handling it, since it's in unincorporated Jefferson County. We did this.
We've done this before.
Yeah, we did it last year.
But what will they be? What will they be doing? What is this going to mean other than they're doing the bond thing?
I don't know what their end game is with the bond issue.
Why wouldn't they do it? Okay, for the properties in unincorporated.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't we do it? Why wouldn't we do it through a JCID? I'm just asking. I don't know.
They could have, but they chose to do it. Their offices are over in Hoover, and so evidently there are some relationships over there that they chose to do it with them. And the Hoover IDB has only been around a year and a half, maybe 2 years tops. So,
But if I'm hearing you correctly, are you saying that the county has no liability or
There's no
responsibilities
liability.
associated with this item at all?
no, this has already gone through.
Right?
Correct.
That was where I was going next.
All right.
I figured that's where you
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Second is the MOBIS incentives agreement. You remember last meeting we did, I'm sorry?
I move it.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, the third is Daniel Realty. We have Matt Henshaw here with Maynard Cooper. You can come down here. And this is Daniel Realty in a professional office building. I'm not sure, Matt, I'll let you kind of say this is not a typical abatement. This is because of the SIC code, I sent you guys an email yesterday. This is a actual rebate that we would do on sales tax that they would generate at this property. So I'll let you guys.
Right. Thank you, Commissioner. Like Commissioner said, my name is Matt Henshaw with Bradley Arant, represent Daniel Realty Company. This is Pat Henry, the president.
I'm sorry, I said you were with Maynard. I
Oh, I
apologize.
didn't even hear that one. So I'll let Pat introduce the project, and then I'll dive into the agreement as well as the tax projections.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here. My name is Pat Henry, and I'm with President of Daniel Corporation. We're very thankful over the last number of months to have an opportunity to work with you to hopefully make this project a reality. As most know, we have been in the process over the last 10 years redeveloping the Grandview campus, and this parcel that we're talking about is the parcel that sits out on Highway 280. It used to be occupied by the old Alistar Bank, if you recall, a 50,000 square foot two-story building there. And the opportunity that we saw here a number of months ago, working in partnership with Community Health System, the owner of Grandview Hospital, was to develop a higher density project on this site that could be a catalyst for tremendous opportunity and growth in Jefferson County. The challenge that we had with the site itself was when Highway 280 was built here, many decades ago. This actual piece of land had two complications that came with that. One, it became the refuse fill for all of the material that was coming off Highway 280. But perhaps even more challenging, dealing with the water and things like that in the area, the sanitary and deep storm sewers that were put in that site were very deep and really bisected the site in a way that made it very difficult to develop any density on that site. And so the challenge that we faced and the reason that this partnership was so critical is because of the site work that is required in the site in order to build as much density as we possibly could on this property. We got one chance to do it, and we wanted to take advantage of that now. And so what we're proposing is a building about 144,000 rentable square feet. Total structure, it's almost 200,000 square feet of parking decks, and building a project that we expect to employ more than 400 people. Great jobs. As we all know, healthcare has been such a huge economic driver in our community. And Grandview has certainly proven itself as a wonderful asset amenity to the community, as well as an incubator to draw in businesses. So we've been out recruiting physician practices. We're very excited about the opportunities that are in front of us, and we are now here at the culmination, ready to get this thing kicked off. This partnership is critical. It's imperative for the success and the viability of this project. And again, just appreciate all the cooperation we've had with you to get to this point. And so back and talk about the economic elements of it, and obviously we can answer any questions that you have.
Is that two-story building still there? You got to raise it?
No, it's not. It's been raised.
Okay.
It was raised several years ago.
Okay.
That's right. And so this project comes with a substantial economic impact. Pat already mentioned 400 jobs, what we estimate, probably on the low end, a conservative estimate. But the sales tax that this project is anticipated to generate is pretty substantial because of the medical procedures that will happen in the building. There will be a lot of sales of consumables in the building. So when we ran the numbers, we estimate that over the term of this project agreement, that the county can expect to receive $24.78 million of tax revenue associated with this project. So that's a pretty substantial figure.
Over what period of time is that?
That's approximately 10 years. It's a 10-year agreement. And so the reason I say approximately is because we're actually going to wait to start it so that we complete construction before it begins. So it will, with your support, enter in this agreement in the next month or so, and then kick off construction, and then the payment term will be 10 years after construction is completed. And so that's about 17.3 million of estimated sales and use tax and 7.4 million of estimated property tax over this project agreement term. And like the commissioner mentioned on the front end, because this is a healthcare professional office building, it's not eligible under Alabama's tax abatement law for an abatement. So instead, what we proposed is an incentive agreement with the county where Daniel will be eligible to receive incentive payments every year over the term of the agreement in an amount measured by the sales and use tax generated by the project. So the first 2 years would be an amount up to $317,500, and the last 8 years would be up to $200,000. And that Daniel would have to earn that out of the sales tax revenue that it generates for the county. And then the incentive payments would be measured based on the actual sales tax generated to the county.
And they would be validated by revenue before the distribution would go out. So they have to produce it, and the amount of that is only the undesignated portion of our 2 pennies, which would be the 0.33% of that, so 33 cents.
Of 1 cent.
33, yes, of 1 cent.
I move the item.
All right, I have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
All right, let's go, in order. District 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our report for Public Works, Community Services, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee, we have 3 items on the agenda. And I want to see, is that going to be David Dennert that will speak to these items? Or, no? Okay, Cal, okay. All right, David Dennert, if you can speak to those items. We have Deuce root control. Number 2 is an ALDOT, A's Alabama item. Then we have Coxdale Sewer Utility Building Solution and Implementation Services. So, David, you can take it from there.
Yes, item number 1 is an annual contract we do for root control, a little bit over $1 million.
Move.
Second.
Item number 2 is a permit to serve the A's Alabama on 3rd Avenue North. It's no cost to the county. And then item number 3 is to replace our sewer billing software that is currently on the mainframe or virtual mainframe right now, so it will update our billing software that we use for our county road customers.
Move 2 and 3.
All right.
Second.
Let me call for a motion. So, did you say 1, 2, and 3? Ken?
Yeah.
All right, so items 1, 2, and 3 have been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
We also have one more item, and please forgive me, Millie was making me aware, on the revised agenda. Item number 4 is with Sherman Industries. Please know that I have since checked with Theo and Lawson, the county attorney, and if he's in ear view of hearing what I'm saying, if he would come back in. It is my understanding, although I am certainly not in favor of any pollutant scenario, this permit is a standard permit that, you know, can cause the county a liability if we do not do it. The issue that I know myself and Commissioner Tyson talked about would have to be addressed by I'm talking about you, Mr. Lawson. This is by Sherman Industries and about this just being a standard permit that they're applying for and the liability associated with it if we don't move on a standard permit that is typical with everyone else. My understanding from my county attorney is that the issues that were raised by us, they're very important. However, it is to be addressed by the Jefferson County Department of Health. If I have said anything, Attorney Lawson, that was inaccurate, please correct me at this time.
Move the item.
Second.
Has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we have.
Wait, you didn't ask for the no.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay. All right, so we have 4 yes, 1 no for the record. All right, and so make sure that on Thursday, Commissioner Tyson, that
I'm gonna pull it off and it's gonna be no vote.
okay. All right, so on District 1 of the business, we have one item of new business because of a glitch in the system, and our county attorney is speaking to that one. But we have, let me make sure I'm saying this correct.
I move 1 through 3 and, for the introduction of item 1 piece of new business.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 Aye, and so the new business is, and county attorney, do you mind going on this, is this, salary adjustment? And so I wanted to get that. It was my understanding in the system as of last Tuesday.
Wait a minute, that's, I thought this was the new business on the infrastructure agreement. Or is that
Okay,
one, or
well,
is that
excuse
one, is
me, we
that?
have two items of new business
Okay.
then. How about that?
I'll amend my motion to include 2 items.
All
Okay.
right, all right. It has been moved
I
and
did too,
properly
yeah.
seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you for that correction. So the infrastructure agreement is ALDOT, which is a state grant. We have Mayor Penny here with us this morning. The amount of the grant was $250,000. The city of Fairfield has agreed to work with the county for the county to take those funds and to do the work. And so that is the infrastructure agreement that has already been signed by way of an official resolution by the city of Fairfield. Anyone have any questions as it relates to what this item is in regards to?
You moved it.
I did move it.
Second.
All
Is
right, it
that
has
for
been-
unanimous consent, or we already did
We
unanimous?
already did that.
We
Okay,
did the 2 items.
all right.
So it has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
And do let me say this, I really, in the presence of Mayor Penny, he'll be here on Thursday, really appreciate the item that was dealing with BJCTA and your support in that regard, because this will help the city of Fairfield to maintain a bus route that they're trying to be very specific on, which is bus route number 5 to serve their city. The second item of new business is just a salary adjustment regarding the office. And I entertain a motion at this time for that particular item.
Move on.
Thank you. It's been
I'll
moved.
second, it's in the budget.
Yep, it is. It has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. That's the end of my report. Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Tush.
Okay, I have, Community Development and Human Resource Services. Dr. Hamilton. We have a coroner's office report first.
I'll move 1 and 2
Second.
and 3.
Okay.
Second again.
It's been first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have Department of Community Development Services and Workforce Development, Dr. Hamilton.
Good morning, Commissioners. The first item is Performance Institute as part of our Workforce Development Program. As for our adult dislocated worker program, this is one of our standard training providers. Number 2 is amendment number 1 to Lathan Associates Architect. This is for the Docena Community Center. It's in close proximity to a major highway, and it's the environmental assessment is calling for a noise assessment in the amount of $2,875.
Dr. Hamilton, what's the reason for doing the noise assessment?
Well, HUD wants projects not to be too loud. It has to be at a certain decibel for it to meet that standard.
Really?
And we actually had to cancel a project in Brighton because it was so close to the interstate.
Wow.
What kind of project is this?
It's renovations to the community center.
Folks, what, loud? At
Well,
the
the highway
community
traffic,
center?
the highway traffic is
Okay.
tested, yes, sir. It may be fine, but we have to do that as part of the environmental assessment.
Even though it's a renovation and not a build?
That's
Right.
correct. That's correct. Number 3 is our CDBG CARES Act funding for COVID. Number 1, in the amount of $1,420,367. This basically authorizes the commission president to sign the grant agreements, environmental reviews, and other documents. Number 4 is our CDBG ESG CARES funding for COVID, coronavirus number 1 in the amount of $706,121. And it allows the commission president to sign the grant agreements, the environmental assessment, and any other documents related to the program. Number 5 is second round of ESG funds, ESG CARES funds in the amount of $1,485,652, and it also authorizes the commission to sign all proper documents.
Now, that's a different pool than the 115 at the
Yes,
county.
sir.
Okay.
Number 6 is a pass-through grant to UAB for family wellness court grant in the amount of $1,917,325. This will be allocated $383,465 each year for 5 years. Number 7 is an extension of the Cooperative Downtown Ministries PY18 grant to extend the time for 90 days. This agency, along with the next agency, was delayed in COVID in carrying out its services.
Why are they adding the 5? Is that what's just left in the budget?
That's correct. Same thing on YWCA Family Violence Center, and it's just an extension of that agreement for 90 days.
I move 1 through 8.
I have a question on number 1. The requested amount is to be determined.
Yes, so the participants in the workforce development program have a choice of which training provider they use. So we never put an amount in the contracts, and we just actually expend it from the budget as the participants go to the schools.
Second.
It's been first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have, family court, thank you, Dr. Hamilton.
Yes, ma'am.
We have, the behavior and intervention agreement for COVID.
Move.
I get a second.
Second.
First and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I have no,
You do have new business. You do. I got something that came in from, Commissioner Tice will bring the following items as new business. Both items are from community service and workforce development need to be passed in order to meet the deadline.
Yeah, that was what.
I think they got added.
They got added?
okay, I didn't see it. I got the revised with junk right here, and I don't see it on there.
Those were, that's the downtown.
Did you already put it
Yeah.
on the new?
Were they on there?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
we're
on
good.
there.
That came across my desk, and if you're, they're good. I'm
No, it was
good.
sitting for all of us, but.
Yeah, it's
You
already-
already got it on the agenda.
Yeah, it's all
Okay,
there.
good.
Okay, I wanted to ask, the commissioners, you know, Veterans Day is coming up in, November. And we are trying to, help with the Veterans Day parades and everything. And we are trying to raise, $50,000 for, the Veterans Program. So I wanted to see, I know this is on the next budget cycle in November, but I wanted to just put it on y'all mind and on your list of things to do in November.
You said it's for, what was it for, the parade?
Parade and do you know the big dinner they have, man?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
So me and Alan, Joe, you went last year, didn't you? You did?
I don't think so.
Oh, Jimmy, you didn't go, did you? It was just me and Alan.
I wasn't invited.
I'm in on that.
Well,
My,
Were you invited?
a friend of mine is,
I think so.
his family started it.
yeah,
Started the
okay.
parade, so I'm in.
So I just wanted to put that on y'all list so we can, have something for them in November. And I did want to.
What
insert-
entity will it go to?
It will go, I have the, report, I'm gonna send it to y'all,
Okay.
once we get up everything. I did want to, remind everyone, okay, of the, census deadline is September the 30th. And believe it or not, we're slowly, coming up. And we have a short period to end this on the 30th. And I wanted you to know that as of last week, our self-response for the state of Alabama was 62.7. We were dead last in the country. That's embarrassing. In the whole country, we were dead last. We was right under Mississippi. Jefferson County is at 64.7%. Center Point 61.9. Tarrant is 52.7. Lipscomb is 47.1. Brighton is 46.5. Midfield is 61.2. Fairfield is 59.5. Birmingham is 54.4. Bessemer is 53.9. But in a week's time, when you get the numbers, we're gonna get the numbers Wednesday. They have went up, Jimmy, I'm talking about at least, I'm talking about a lot. So my staff has really been out there working. We do have the last report on the state. We are up to 88.4%. So we getting on up there now. But we got just a couple of days. So we have several events. We have events every day all the way. The only one we are not doing is physically is on Sundays. But we are asking for all the churches. They have us on their social media. They have the phone number. They have the link, and all the congregation have to do is hit the button, and they can actually register then, and then they can actually call in on that day. And we are having texting, we're robocalling, we're having census events throughout the county. And we will be in West End on Tuscaloosa Avenue at the Piggly Wiggly today from 2 to 6. We will have free food, gift cards, and we will have just a whole community event. And we are targeting the areas. We can't go directly to the people's house, but they are letting us know what neighborhood they're in, and that's the neighborhood we're texting out in order for them to come to up to Piggly Wiggly where we can actually fill out their census report. So I feel real good about it. It's been very hard for us to cover those areas. I'm serious. It's been very hard because even though they are sending out people who speak Spanish, it's still a distrust to where the Spanish and the Latino people really don't want to fill them out. So we have people going in there, and the numerators are knocking on doors, so we should see a big boost by Friday.
Okay.
I just wanted y'all to know, to keep you informed. And these are all the areas that the census is telling us to go. I don't go in other people's district.
Okay.
They telling us where to go, and that's where we are going.
Okay, thank you very much,
Okay.
Commissioner. That concludes your report.
Yes, that's
Okay.
my
Administrative and Infrastructure Committee, the first 46 items are fleet maintenance.
I move
Dr. Wright?
1 through 46. I do have one question.
I have a
question.
motion and a second, and now your question.
There's one on number 19. Is Huntsville Tractor the only ones that are doing New Holland? I just wonder why it was outside the county that we were, if there was a reasoning for that.
I think it's only New Holland, repair person, but let me find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a New Holland tractor, and there's one in, I think there's one in Dothan, and there's one
In Huntsville.
way up there, you know, maybe Albertville, someplace like that. There's none in the county.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Okay. That was my only question.
Okay, a motion second, all in favor say
Are
aye.
these, wait a minute, I had a question too. Are these
I'm
bid?
sorry, Joe.
Are these bid?
Yes. I answered for you, Cal, these are bid, right?
Oh, yes, sir. And we try to keep several of one, like New Holland. I'm not sure if we got a local one, but either way, we want to keep.
We don't.
several, 'cause
Jimmy said he did.
Getting parts has been brutal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Okay. Number 47, Morgan Road widening.
Did we vote on it? 1 through 46?
We did. You voted yes?
Yeah.
47, Morgan Road widening, road and transfers to keep design engineer of records, under contract to throughout the construction. That makes sense.
I move the item.
And this is, if needed, up to now, it's not, mass anything.
Okay. Motion been made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Aye. Cal, you got a ALDOT courtesy notification for construction of 459 interstate median crossover protection. I-2059 to .56 miles south to State Road 150.
What is that?
Yeah,
I believe that's where Aldot's doing a project, and as usual, they notify y'all they're doing a project. They're putting the cables in the median, so it protects people from running off the road and the median crossing and hitting oncoming traffic. So it's not our project, it's just Aldot notifies y'all. And they'd like for y'all to sign a note saying, yeah, we're aware of the project, thank you.
that's good
Nothing to do
because
with us other
What is a crossover protection
Cable.
interstate?
You know,
You're talking about
Cable.
over the 459 or the
no,
what?
if you're on 459, it protects you from running down into the median, across the road, and hitting oncoming traffic. So it's a new style guardrail with cables.
I never had, I don't remember ever having to approve those, and they're up everywhere.
I don't know why either, other than this may be a safety project for their safety funds or something that they've notified us of. But we don't have anything to do with it. We're not funding it, planning it, or anything.
I'll move the item.
Well, let's just go ahead and do the next one too, because it's Walker County Chapel Bridge Replacement Utility Agreement in Alabama Power and Charter Communications. No cost agreement. And then the number 50 is an intergovernmental agreement between Jefferson County and the City of Warrior for their road maintenance.
So,
So 48, 49, and 50.
I'll move those.
So, Mr. President, on number 50, are we adopting certain roads in Warrior?
That's a through road agreement. Commissioner Knight probably worked very hard on.
No, that's not what this is. This is something that we're gonna do the work and they're gonna pay us for it, right? Yeah, it's not a through road agreement.
So it's like an infrastructure.
But it is on a city street.
Right. They're just hiring us.
I know, just like what we just did with 50. Really, that's what it is, right? Right?
Mhm.
You got your motion, Mr. President?
I do. Motion's made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Have County Attorney, Theo.
Commissioners, we have first of all amendment to extend our contract with Blixman Consulting. Those are the folks that do our actuarial studies. We extended that contract. The second one is our report that we send quarterly for our work comp claims. Number 3 is our West Publishing. That's our contract for our Westlaw and our legal research for the office. And the fourth one is authorizing the execution of binding our property insurance. We were fortunate, I think, that I said that we were going to be at about a 25% increase. And we're fortunate that we're not trying to negotiate this today with the current hurricane issue. So we budgeted, I think you guys budgeted about $1.8 million, and it comes in about $1,700,000 and some $1,000. So we're barely under the budget. We're absolutely within budget. I also have a correction on one of the deductibles that was given to you. It was stated it was going to be a $25,000 deductible. It's actually $50,000. It doesn't change the premium, but they actually wanted to make it $100,000. So our folks were able to get it down to $50,000.
And then is that on property insurance?
It's actually on our business expense blanket stuff. Yeah, correct.
Or what?
Yeah,
Or what?
got those. Your blanket deductible right here.
I really think we ought to start looking at trying to build a fund to insure ourselves, because this keeps going up, up, up. Our deductibles now jumped up, and there's really, you know, and then with the new tornado or new hurricane season, keep pounding, it's gonna go up again.
Yeah, there's no question. I don't know what the market will look like for us again when we reduce again next year.
What's the cost on Glickman Consulting?
I'll get that from you.
Yeah, this,
It's the same as last year, it's extended it to, extending our contract with them in the original 3 year. I'll get you the exact.
Yeah, when y'all put these on there, y'all need to put the cost too.
Sure.
Everybody else has to. All right, I move 1 through 5.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Aye, thank you. Oh, we have the sheriff's food service contract that was carried over. I spoke with the sheriff this morning. He said that he was very satisfied and that he needed this contract approved. He said that the questions that we had have been, hopefully you've had your questions answered.
No, as a matter of fact, Mr. Woods called me and, excuse me, it was on me. I needed to call him back to get certain clarifications with regard to, because I'm just wondering what kind of food that they can get for the amount that this bid was. And then my understanding is that the vendor in question has never done this kind of service before as relates to inmate food. But of course I talked to the county attorney and my understanding is this item is really for informational purposes only. Is nothing that we could do even if we had questions. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So that's the reason why, you know, I didn't understand it, but I do understand that part. You know, but that was really what my question was, is the bidding, the quality of the food that would be served for, you know, the amount that it was. And lastly, my understanding, one of the portions of the bid specs is the fact that whoever provides it should have had a history of providing inmate food service, and this company doesn't. So if there's nothing that we can do about it, then all I can do is raise the question.
Yeah.
I move the item.
Second.
Have a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Commissioner, I do have the contract and all the backup here. I asked some of the very same questions, and as you look through it, you can see their procedures. It's part of the RFP, and it worked out real well.
Let me get that.
So let me ask you something. Does the which, you know, I'd like to get a copy from your office, but that company, my understanding about that bid aspect of it in terms of bid specs, that's one of the parts that they did not come up with. Does that information provide that they do have some sort of background?
They do, very much so, yeah.
They have background in food.
Culinary.
In culinary, but they don't have background in cooking for the prison system.
No, but
And I see that they have to have like people that's considered youth, they have to give them extra food and extra snacks. I seen that part in the contract, but I would like a copy of that.
Sure. You're welcome to come by the office, make a copy of that or ask, and we'll take care of that for you. But Sheriff was very satisfied with it and pleased that the quality of food and the quantity of food was.
Can we go over there and eat? The taste.
All you gotta do is commit a little crime, we'll set you right
We'll
up.
put you there for 30 days.
Can I go over there and taste it?
I'm sure you can.
Is that, Theo, is that legal?
I think, given the COVID situation, I probably think you may know.
Probably
I'm
think
talking
twice
about-
about
I can't go over there and taste the food.
I would, that would
You
be
wanna
up to
be
the sheriff,
chairman?
but we don't get involved in that.
Yeah. Or do you want to just run it through all the way to?
Commissioner's 2,400, it is in the system.
Yeah, it's,
You can run it through.
All right, we have, next we have county manager, we have 15 COVID relief fund items that have been, well, we have 14, and then we have one administrative officer of the courts, bailiff salary.
I have a question on number 1. What was it last year?
It was 52,000 lower last year.
So it went up 52, okay. Move item 1.
Second.
You got a motion
All right,
second on
motion
number
second, all in
1.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Resolution correcting community grant to the McDowell Fire District It was 18-4, now it's 14-4.
Wait a minute, where are you at? Oh, I just thought we did number one.
No, we did all of them.
No, I didn't.
All right,
I moved item
2
1.
through 15,
All right.
coronavirus relief fund.
Move it.
item.
Two is the Cooper Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, 3 through 15. Then
Move
we'll
3
go back
through
to-
15, yeah.
Second.
All right, 3 through 15, second. All in favor say aye. Now, resolution to appoint Cooper Green Mercy Health Services Authority board members. You need to answer that.
Yeah, the appointments that the commission made last year, my appointment was a 1 year, Commissioner Knight's was 1 year, John Henry's was a 2-year appointment. Commissioner Knight and my appointment ends September 30th, which is next week. And then John Henry, of course, has, he stayed on and helped us on the healthcare authority, and just recently resigned, so we need to fill his unexpired term. Whoever takes that term will fill the unexpired term, which is another year.
So if we go back to what if we back up for 1 year, you are there because of your position as county manager, am I correct? Wasn't that designated on there to you?
That was the decision.
All right, and we had an at-large position, which was Commissioner Knight, and then we had the CFO, which
Right.
was part of that. So I guess if you go back to what I talked about, when we got Commissioner Knight on there last time, we said Commissioner Knight, because of his healthcare experience and authority, would handle it for this coming year, and that we would change that to Commissioner Tyson after 1 year. You have, and then we have Angela, who will take John Henry's place. So I guess,
I'll make that motion that I'll make the nomination for Tony Patelis to go back as the county manager on the board, Angela Dixon as the CFO, and then Commissioner Tyson as the at-large.
Okay. So we have a motion.
Yeah.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. President, while we're on that item, and congratulations, Commissioner Tyson, on that appointment. Let me ask this question, Ms. Patelis. I've gotten a number of calls from employees at Cooper Green. And I know I've mentioned it to you, but seemingly it has gotten a lot worse. And if we really do need to look into what's happening with those employees who originated from Cooper Green.
What I'd like to do
transfer-
is, after the meeting, let's get together and I'll be glad to do that.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Because it was brought to my attention again, and I said, okay, so.
I would like to be in the meeting because I've gotten calls on.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Commissioner Knight will remain on the board until next week. Is that right?
That's correct.
That's correct. So I wanted to let everyone know, as far as information purposes, it would be fine, but as far as anything that would be official would be,
And then also, any new appointments, so Commissioner Tyson and Ms. Dixon will have to go
to the board for approval.
the trustees, University of Alabama. And so there'll be a vacancy in those two positions until the University of Alabama trustees vote.
So how long does it take the trustee board to have confirmations of those appointments that the
They'll bring them
county
up at the
seeks
next
to-
meeting.
I'm sorry,
They're-
when is their next meeting?
I don't have the date. I'll find out.
Okay, but they do provide like a calendar of meetings when they're
Yes.
having them, right?
Yes,
Okay. So that is our understanding, that it is vacant until such time that it is filled. Well then, let me ask this then, Mr. President, just so that we can have a continuous representation with the three that is appointed by the county. Can we not, even with us receiving this morning the new nomination and approved nominations, approve that, that we at least continue to have, with the exception of the role that John Henry plays since he resigned, that we continue to have that until, you know, we can have a motion to where one will go into the other, is what I'm trying to say.
I think that they will remain on the board until replaced.
Okay.
In other words,
It just concerned me when you said next week, and then we have to wait on the board to approve, and you don't know when that's gonna happen, so we still need to have representation until such time.
And Commissioner Knight will stay there until she is approved for.
Okay,
You know, there will not be a vacant
there
position.
won't be a gap.
Because you couldn't transact business that way.
Well, they have the votes, they have the
Well,
votes, Mr. President.
if you're gonna say it that way, they have the votes whether we're there or not.
the vacant position will be the CFO, because he did resign, so that is vacant.
Yeah. All right, anything else? We voted, we're good. We have District 3 other business resolution correcting the community grant from 18-4 to 14-4, correct the calculating error, and then a resolution for the commission dates.
On the items?
Second.
Motion made second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think that's all of mine. Did you get everything that we had carried over there? I have a long list here that we did, so I just want to make sure that it's all on the agenda. Commissioner Knight.
Ms. Dixon, if you will step forward, please.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
We have our unusual demand report, item number 1. We have item 2, 3, and 4 are our regular encumbrance purchasing agenda report and purchasing exception report. Item number 5 is our procurement card statement for Regions Bank. Item number 6 is the Jefferson Credit Union statement. Item 7 is the Pathfinder Partnership. And item number 8 is Nationwide Retirement Solutions, and I have Travis here if we want to talk about that further.
Do I have a motion on 1 through 8?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion, questions? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Under the Budget Management Office, we have multiple staff development.
I move those.
Second.
All right, I have a motion on the Budget Management Office for travel and staff development, and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Have a budget amendment for District 1 funds.
Right.
We have a shift of funds from the infrastructure account to the community grant. Do I have a motion? Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Board of Equalization, we don't have items. Barry, polling change location.
Yes, give you a little history. This precinct, and one, I want to thank Commissioner Emmons for the help on this. This precinct was originally a town village retirement community. Obviously, when the virus hit, an elderly population was very, very concerned about voting in their facility. So for the runoff, that stadium made available. Our first choice was the library, but during the summer, they were still trying to figure out how they were going to operate. So we went to the school on 31 for the runoff. And now the library's made itself available. This was our first choice to begin with. Best Stadium, and Commissioner Emmons very helpful, so we're glad we can move to the library. More
Parking is much better
more
there.
parking, much more handicap parking, everything's flat, so.
I'll move the item.
Have a motion on moving precinct 5220. Do I have a second? Have a second. All in favor, please say aye. Developmental Services, Z2000-0010. Do I have Ms. Burke or Mr. Morrison here? All right, this is Old Rocky Ridge Property LLC owner. This is one of our contested issues, and it's my opinion that there's some kind of an agreement in the works. Do I have a motion to pass it to the agenda?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Z 2000-025. Do I have a motion to move it to the agenda?
Move it.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Do I? All right, Z 2000-027. Have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, District Attorney, DA salary adjustment. I have no information on this. Do we have, anybody wants to speak to this? We'll come back to it if there's nobody here. General Services, General.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can we move it to the agenda with the information to be provided?
I'm not gonna move it yet,
Okay.
unless we got the backup.
The backup says.
Appointed
it's
clerk
his
be
clerk.
changed.
His backup, that's his appointment, his one.
Okay.
It's his clerk.
It's a new hire? You know?
No,
All right, I have a motion to move it to the agenda, and we'll get some clarification on it.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye. I'll need that complete item.
All right. All right, General Services, Armored Car, do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Human Resources, don't see anybody, Human Resources, MetLife, Total Absence Management.
Can you hear me?
All right, Ms. Brown?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. So we have two contracts for consideration. The first one is with MetLife. What this does is it provides a 24/7 online platform for FMLA. We currently have manual processes. It also provides us with in-depth medical expertise to review the request for FMLA. It has been approved by the board. There is a correction there. The budget is correct, but the contract term would start January 1st of next year. The second contract is an employment agreement for the Deputy Director of Roads and Transportation for the personnel there.
All right, let me just get some clarification. That contract on number one starts January 2021, and it ends September 30th, 2023?
It will still be 3 years, so it would end the end of December.
Okay, all right, so
I
make
had a
that,
question.
all right.
So, Ms. Brown, on item number 2, and it's, forgive my ignorance, why is it that we are we, is this like a,
Different name.
I see employment contract, but the way it reads, is this just like a standard hire, or is this a consultant?
No, this is a,
No, it's a standard hire. It's just one of our executive contracts. So it's for the Deputy Director. We had 2 open positions for Deputy Directors in Roads and Transportation, and this is just the second one.
what's the contract amount on this one?
It's 155.
All right. Items 1 and 2, do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Commissioners, while we're on that, and I didn't hear to mention while I was doing mine, but it's proper under HR. I would ask that you all consider moving to the agenda. There's probably going to be an item of new business. We have to look at the adoption of the position audit by the Personnel Board, where they look at positions and decide whether those positions actually should be doing a different job. And that has to be submitted to the Personnel Board by the end of September. And HR was able to get meetings together with all of the folks except about 3 of the elected officials and realized that this is something that has to be considered by the end of the month. We were able to facilitate meetings with the DA's office and I think the tax assessor's office so they can prepare that information. But I would ask that you would consider moving that to the agenda in anticipation of them having that information ready. We hope to get that to you well before Wednesday based on the interviews that they got with those folks.
What positions are these again?
So what happens is when you have merit system positions, the personnel board will do an audit of the work that's being done, and merit, and they will make a determination whether, for example, let's say a person was performing in the role of accounting assistant one, and the personnel board reviewed the position. The personnel board would say that based on the work that's being done, that that position could actually be an accounting assistant too. And what would happen then is that we would have a look at those positions and make a determination as to whether that work needs to be done, whether that particular department needs that position, or whether it would be a lower position. And they have studied all of those positions. But again, 3 of them were in elected persons' offices, and so I was able to facilitate that. So they'll have that recommendation to you beforehand, but because there has to be a resolution from the commission to the personnel board by September 30th, then I would ask that you would put that on the agenda, and we'll get that information to you as soon as possible for review.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to see how to couch the motion. Ms. Brown, do you have any problems with that?
No, I'm very supportive of that.
Okay, so I have a motion to do something, to consider something by Thursday.
We'll have it. It's a motion to consider position recommendations by personnel board.
Can we just do that unanimous consent on Thursday?
Well,
Instead of, I mean, then we have a full motion.
We got a motion now.
Yeah, you got a
Do I have a
motion now,
ha-
all you're gonna do
Whatever
is
Theo said.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, so we don't have to visit this. All right, thank you, Ms. Brown.
Did you see this? The district attorney?
Yes, yeah, thanks. All right. District 4, other business, we have community grants.
To do the general retirement system.
Before we, Mr.
General retirement, I did not do that, did I? Resolution authorizing military service, have a motion?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, am I done, Steve? Can I go there? I have 4 community grants.
Move them.
Second, Joe. Have a motion, second. All in favor, any questions?
Oh, no, I did.
All right,
Actually, I had a statement and then I had a question. Mr. Attorney, on Refresh Family Church, I think it was a Blue Me, Mr. Chairman, especially being that I've been working with them about this food, and they have a good program. Is it possible, Mr. Attorney, that I can be able to put dollars there on this agenda, or I have to wait until the new budget comes in?
no, you have to wait till the new budget. If it's from the next year's budget, yeah.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
didn't want them to have to go back through the whole process
Yeah.
again.
Well, we've already got the paperwork done, so all you can do is tag on and just use that from our office.
Good,
Yeah.
because I want to put $2,500 to
Okay.
that. And Mr. Chairman, on number 3,
Mhm.
is that where Alabama and
Lyric.
Lyric, what do they get, like 5,000 each?
Well, it's to the landmark, which is the,
Does them both.
yeah, they do both of them, so however they need to distribute it.
Okay, so I'm not questioning it,
Right.
other than I just wanted to know, so it is really not about how they divvy it up, it's just that they based up whatever the needs are.
It's for
Then
both.
they get it to the Birmingham Land Banks, and they go from there.
They are, I did
They'll
it
do the land bank.
last week. They're trying to do a fund that they can build the fund so they can do maintenance on both facilities. So I think they're putting all of it into the fund.
I'd be interested in knowing if he can provide me a contact to Birmingham Landmarks. I'd be interested in knowing about the Carver Theater of the Birmingham Jazz Museum being included in that landmark.
I don't think Landmarks does that one. I think that's a separate entity. That's the one we did 50,000 to last year.
Those two.
City still owns Carver, right? Isn't that right?
No, say it again?
I thought the city owned Carver.
Yeah, the theater, yeah, it's their facility.
Okay.
But what it is
Them
that
or they don't.
I just wanted to see about that. So you answered that.
We did a public service grant to Carver this year for 50,
In this upcoming budget?
this past budget.
The vast one, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I know we didn't do anything in this budget. But that really wasn't the nature of it. I just wanted to know if Carver Theater.
They're not part of
Dance
Landmark.
Hall of Fame is a part of Birmingham Landmark. So you just educated me this morning. Move the items.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Ends my report. And
Do you have
then,
At the end of the meeting.
Yes, I do. Real quick, Scenic Cafe in the parking deck. Right. She did a soft opening yesterday. She'll be opening for business next Monday. And we all need to support her. She's put a lot of effort over there, and we're very excited to have a food vendor in our building.
Food is good.
That's great.
That helps.
Just confirmed in the bylaws that those persons on the healthcare authority will remain in office until their successors are appointed.
Yeah, I can hear that. Okay, anything else? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.